Hello there.
Hello there.
And welcome to What If Qui-Gon Didn't Die? My name's Jamie.
And my name is Shaun B. Wan.
Shaun B. Wan Kenobi.
Back to another Shaun B. Wan lesson here.
We love Star Wars.
Big time.
Big time fans. One problem, we forget everything we talk about. So when it comes to facts and figures, we will get confused, but don't worry.
Brad will message me and tell me the right
Absolutely.
things.
So don't worry if you think you spot a mistake.
You know, just message me, because I'll always say
I knew
okay,
that.
I knew that. Everything we discuss in an episode, we have on the tips of our tongues when we go into it. As soon as Jamie presses record, the electromagnetic field just turns me into like dum-dum.
Oh, same. We're terrible, aren't we?
We're both the same.
It's not even like we get nerves recording now,
No.
because that was like episode 1, 2, 3 maybe.
Yeah. Now it's just normal, but
Yeah.
I just forget everything, and then like afterwards I'll be driving home from here and I'll go, oh yeah, that was the name of that species, or
Toydorian.
that's it. Yeah, you know, Gungan. Oh, credits. Oh my God, is it Leia? What's Leia's last name? What's her dad's name? Bail Organa. Oh, and not just that dude.
Yeah, you know,
matey from the council, even though it's called the Senate. Yeah,
him with the hair and the robe.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Excuse me.
bear with us if we make mistakes, but that's just the fun and the charm of the podcast.
That's it.
So we like to explore different theories, different avenues, different ideas, a little bit of head canon.
You know, the nonsense smithery that is the Star Wars universe for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we like to ask, what if? And this week,
we're
going to ask, what if Obi Wan Kenobi trained Leia instead of Luke? And
yes.
maybe after this we'll ask yet another question.
A part 2.
A part 2, slightly different.
Yeah, we'll see how long the time takes us, people. Maybe this will be another one. Well, see, you say instead of Luke. My thought on this question is, does he train Leia around the time of Obi Wan Kenobi series?
Okay.
So when Luke gets the message from R2, the storyline still continues with Alec Guinness's Obi-Wan Kenobi still training Luke on the ship and as a Force ghost.
Okay. I like what you're thinking, because it doesn't affect the overall storyline.
Yeah.
But why does Leia need Obi-Wan Kenobi? Why is he the only hope? It's because he's a Jedi and he has the potential power to engage with Darth Vader one-on-one, who is in hot pursuit of Leia.
Which is why she sends the... Yes. Yeah, while she sends the distress signal. Yeah,
But
yeah.
if she's been trained by Obi-Wan Kenobi, she could be the last hope. She might not need Obi-Wan Kenobi anymore. Or she might just be sending the message for support.
Yeah.
Maybe her training is not quite complete.
So are you saying that he wouldn't go back to Tatooine and keep an eye on Luke?
He might end up back at Tatooine as part of the story, in the sense that let's just quickly overview that he's with Leia, he trains Leia becomes proficient in the Force, perhaps even very efficient and excellent with Force usage, but something happens with Obi-Wan and then he ends up having to run away.
Maybe the Inquisitors catch up with him.
Maybe. So he then disappears to Tatooine in the future, and that's how he then starts looking after Luke.
Just watches Luke. So, are we, sorry to cut you up, are we saying then that, this is Obi-Wan Kenobi series?
Yes.
2. Obi-Wan Kenobi 2.
Obi-2 Kenobi.
Obi-2 Kenobi. So, are we saying that he was already on Tatooine after the events on Mustafar? Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Bail gets in touch with him and says Leia's been kidnapped. So he goes and gets Leia, has Obi-Wan Kenobi series with Leia, and says to her at the end, I'll be back to train you when you're 10 years old, like a little Pokemon game. You're 10 years old now, off you go with your Jedi Master. and then he... Maybe something does happen and the Inquisition comes along, and then he goes back to Tatooine, and he goes, sure, I'll just go back into hiding like Yoda asked me to 15 years ago.
All those years ago.
Because he could still train Leia within that time, because, I mean, how difficult was it for him to get off? I know they made it look difficult for him to get off Tatooine.
Yeah.
But let's be fair, he's a Jedi.
If he wanted to go,
he wanted to go, he would have gone. He doesn't have to dress like a Jedi.
No.
He doesn't have to look like a Jedi. He could literally use his mind control powers on some slack-jawed idiot, but they wouldn't know, because that old kooky, sexy Ewan McGregor, he ain't no Jedi. He's just, I don't know, Han Solo's predecessor.
Yeah.
In their eyes, anyway. So yeah, this is what I would think. Just to get the gumph out of the way, I think he would have to end up back at Tatooine, because then he could explain to Luke, yeah, she's your sister, even though he's going to let him kiss first. But also, yeah, she's a better Jedi than you, because she's already had loads of training. Because it would make sense then, because between, is it episode 6 and 7 when we see the flashbacks of Luke training Leia?
Yeah.
When Luke is training Leia, and he says, obviously, there's nothing more I can teach you. But that could have happened earlier. Because she goes, you're my brother. I've already had some training, by the way. I'm a Jedi and I did. Obi-Wan trained me. And then Alec Guinness's Force Ghost shows up. Luke turns round at the end of episode 6 and goes, oh yeah.
Any more secrets?
Any more secrets? I hope you finish my bloody training. Because I want to be as good as her.
Yeah.
But she's just hiding it. So, because, yeah, I really like the idea of, obviously... And let's be fair, this is another weird thing about it. Let's get this out of the way as well. The whole of the Obi Wan Kenobi series, that little Leia has the Han Solo luck.
Yes.
Which we've described in a previous episode as maybe like a smidgen of force powers.
Yeah.
It's that sort of little, just that, move your right foot a bit further to the... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just move left a bit. And it's the force guiding. She's had some of that the whole way through that Obi Wan Kenobi series. Surely the Jedi Master, great McGregor one, can feel the fact and go, oh God, do you know what? This girl's actually...
There's something to her.
There's something to her. Like he would have felt with Anakin.
But he would have known anyway.
Well, he knows she's Anakin's daughter.
And the chances are that any spawn of Anakin's going to be...
Oh yeah, pumped full of him.
At least somewhat force sensitive, so worth pushing. I imagine the only reason that he didn't train Leia is because there was a lot of heat around Jedi anyway, so would it have put her in danger? He was supposed to be keeping her safe and secret.
Yes, that's why Bale took her, because it was, she's my adoptive daughter from my niece or whatever.
Yeah.
We're adopting her. Not, she's this orphan and this crazy old man in a cape keeps coming to do school lessons with her in the basement every 4 weeks of a calendar year. Do you know what I mean? So, series-wise, I get it. But I do like the idea of Obi-Wan maybe getting that little feeling at the end of Obi-Wan's series.
Yeah.
Going, right, I'll be back. And then Bale can give them their own little room. Maybe he takes Leia off on a business trip to do some Senate work. What do they do while they're in space? They dock into Obi-Wan's ship. What's on the ship? The Jedi practice cage you see from Ahsoka.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then, you were gone for 2 weeks. Where were you? Oh, just in a dead-end sort of system somewhere.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan was training Leia. She meditated for 1 week and did some lightsaber stuff the second week. He's obviously trained her to hide, to suppress when she's around other members of the Senate.
Yeah.
But then, when they're training, he's all right. Open up your feelings again. Not your feelings, because they're not allowed feelings. Open up your powers again. See, they messed it all up, haven't they, with the acolyte? and then he can continue to train. So then when, like I say, she sends a distress signal to Obi Wan Kenobi, like you said before,
Yeah.
she's already a Jedi, but she's trying to suppress him around Darth Vader because she knows he'll just kill her outright if she's Jedi.
I suppose to protect herself, she could be Jedi at the last moment.
But she needs to keep that side of... She is a rebel leader first, Jedi second.
But she can't also defend against Darth Vader without a lightsaber.
And she ain't got one, has she?
And she hasn't got one on her.
No, because she's blaster baby only, isn't she?
Which she is, but also if she was carrying a lightsaber around, everybody would know and go,
oh, straight away.
That's a Jedi's weapon, what are you doing with that?
Yeah, why is it not strapped to your inner thigh in your dress? Why is it on the outside of your dress on a belt?
Yeah.
You know, everybody can see. But no, I like that. So she suppresses it, don't have a lightsaber. She's had plenty of training from the Great Master. But Darth Vader, when we get to episode 4, he can go, oh, you know, you're a leader of a rebel alliance and I'm blah, 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 blah. Puts her in the cell. She sends R2 down to the planet. Luke can still then find R2 and go and find Obi, who's at that point, you know, transformed into Alec Guinness.
Yeah.
You know, he's gone from Optimus to Optimus Prime. And then he goes, oh God, there's that girl I trained all them years ago. She's in some deep doo-doo now. And because it's Darth Vader, not just Senate business, that's Jedi worrying.
Yes.
So he goes, all right, I'll go with you. Oh, look, because he already knows he's Anakin's son as well. Oh, you're Force sensitive. Do you know what I'll do? He already didn't tell him that Leia was his sister.
No.
He doesn't have to tell Luke that he's already trained her to be this Ahsoka Tano style Jedi, because she was still young at the end of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So Leia would be almost that generation's Ahsoka Tano.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like female, strong-willed Jedi user, quite good. She's probably going to be a better Jedi than Luke we've said in plenty of episodes before. She'd be a better Jedi than Luke.
Yeah,
a
definitely.
million times over. And then he can train Luke a bit, and then when she obviously goes, I think I get feelings like you're my sister, and she goes, I know. And he goes, yeah, I know. And then you know, she can go, oh, I'll tell you the truth, Obi Wan trained me, but he taught me to suppress. And then Luke goes, oh, all right, then why don't we train together?
Yeah.
Because we are, you know, twins. And then when it comes to, like, you know, all these other things happening, she can still suppress them when she's leading the Rebel Alliance. It doesn't affect episode 7, 8, 9.
No.
Apart from the silly space bit, which I think is just ludicrous. I mention it nearly every time. But it doesn't affect that, because it's still really cool to think that the legacy of Obi Wan Kenobi, he was Anakin's best friend, and now he's trained
His offspring.
Yeah, Luke went off to Yoda and stuff like that.
But he only really went to Yoda because Obi-Wan reached the end of his story.
Yeah, and he said I'd become more powerful, and he didn't really do anything after that, did he? He just went, I just want to retire.
Yeah, he's done what he needed to do. He woke Luke up.
Yeah,
which is essentially he's brought him out of the Matrix.
Yeah, he's given him the right coloured pill.
He's given him the blue lightsaber.
Yeah,
this is the one.
This is the one. Yeah, yeah.
Ahead of you are two choices.
Yeah,
you can take the red pill, the red lightsaber. You can take the blue lightsaber.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he got him off world, and then because it's Leia who sent the distress signal, he knows that Luke would find Leia, and even if he's thinking, right, I'm going to let Darth Vader kill me because I need to let him escape. When he sees them both going on the ship, he'll be like that. Leia is already a Jedi. Luke's in training. When Luke finishes his training, he could be stronger or not as strong as Leia. It doesn't matter, because obviously in episode 4, that's the beginning of it all.
Yeah.
So like we said before, that's the starting point of everything. Everything leads up to episode 4, yeah?
Yes.
However, say there was Obi-Wan Kenobi 2, and we see him training Leia, he would know when he faced Darth Vader, it wouldn't matter, because Leia would already be strong enough.
Yes.
And if
absolutely.
she finally come out of her shell and went in open rebellion, she doesn't have to fly a ship. That's Luke's job, to destroy the Death Star.
Yeah.
She's like that, right? I'm still building up command here. I'm not the leader of the rebellion yet. But you wait till these silly old bastards see me whip my Jedi robes on. And they go, hang on a minute, what are you doing? And she'll go, I'm leading the rebellion now. The Force is guiding me. And they'll lose their little minds.
Or they'll think that it's just a crock.
Oh, yeah, they might do, because, Jedi it's only been 15 years, but they're a myth.
Yeah, and even Darth Vader, who proves his power by strangling every other chief officer.
Yeah, even
still,
from a different room.
Still, Grand Moff Tarkin doesn't believe he's strong enough.
Yeah.
Or he's got powers, even though he stands right in front of him and chokes some other guy out.
Yeah.
From across the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, nonsense. But, yes, I think as well, it would be quite cool if Leia was always ready to fight. Like, if her request was, help me, Obi Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. If that was just to call Obi Wan, say, I need you here. Bring my lightsaber.
Yeah, maybe it could be code.
Yeah,
it could be code for bring my dad's old lightsaber.
Because it could just be as well that she's been captured or she's about to be captured, so she sent this message. She can't get to a stashed weapon, which is what she might have had on board.
Well, yeah, because Darth Vader's walked down that corridor, literally blasting peeps around the shop, and she's going, I haven't got time, I'm going to get my lightsaber, plus he'll kill me.
Yeah, so what I need to do is remain defenceless.
Yeah, and part of the Alliance, not the Jedi Order.
Because if she was a Jedi,
he would have smote her down there.
They would have had a fight, and she probably would have lost.
Oh, absolutely.
Because when was the last time she had a fight?
With Obi Wan in training. Do you know what I mean?
15 years previous.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
Whereas if she's then given a situation where she's able to meet up with Luke Skywalker, yeah, she meets up with Obi Wan. Maybe they have an exchange of words or whatever, but maybe it's a case of like, Luke's in training, he's your brother, he will be powerful, you can help him. Make sure he goes to make sure he's in the right place at the right time, or make sure you give him a gentle
nudge,
a forced nudge,
not to be a bellend,
or not to get killed prematurely. But then eventually they're able to team up. She's able to spar, she's able to become powerful again.
She opens up the Force inside her again,
and the two of them together, then they can take on the Empire.
Do you know what? If that were the case, they would have. Yeah, they could have destroyed the Death Star, and then after that, they could have gone, right, we're both Jedi here.
Yeah.
So she she's captured by Jabba. I mean, there would be none of that shenanigans. Luke wouldn't have to go get her. Granted, he'd have to go back and get Han Solo.
But what if the whole point of her getting captured by Jabba was intentional as a way of getting Luke back
from Yoda?
Yeah.
Because he was at Yoda's gaff, and then he went, I need to go.
Well, that.
Oh no, because he knew Han was already in carbonite.
Yeah, Yoda is already dead. He died in Empire.
Yes, he did. Apologies, nerds. Yes, he did.
Luke's disappeared to go and complete his training or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's another situation brewing, and Leia's aware of it, but she also wants Han back, and she's going to try and do it herself, but if she fails, she's not going to put herself at risk by revealing herself to be a Jedi, because what happens to Luke? He comes in, I'm a Jedi, waves his hand around, gets laughed at, dropped in the pit.
Yeah, that's it. And he could have died there and then from the Rancor. Yeah.
Yeah, he's captured. Yes, he manages to escape the Rancor, but he's only really escaped briefly.
Yeah, he's not actually killed it, destroyed it,
done
anything to it.
He still ends up at the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, but he makes it out to be all some big ploy. Like when he nods his head at Arto, he's like, "Yeah, I knew full well we'd go to a Sarlacc pit." No, you didn't. What were you waiting for? Was R2 just going to magically be there the whole time with your lightsaber hidden in his, pocket sleeve? Yeah.
But then maybe it was just a big ploy because Leia becoming more powerful within the Rebel Alliance.
Yes.
Needs to convince Luke he needs to come back because the Empire's still out there.
Yeah, and actually, so they get Han back. He doesn't go in the Sarlacc pit. Leia strangles Jabba the Hutt. She gives R2 a nod, and a second lightsaber flies out.
Yeah.
And we have a bikini-wielding, sexy young maiden
Stop
wielding
it.
a lightsaber, which is just every man's wet dream. You know, we would all wear yellow boxers to the cinema for that. And then they. I've got my white pants on. And then. Oh, I've seen too much Deadpool because it's all just like filtering into my brain. They could then, after getting Han back, they could go, right, do you know what we're going to do? Let's just take a breather. We're going to just reignite your Jedi passions, Leia, because you've kept them hidden for a little while. Then we're going to go take on the Empire together. Because the Empire would, you know, sorry to say, shit themselves if there's two Jedi chasing us.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, well, hold on a minute, these mythical wizards,
Which shouldn't exist anymore.
which don't exist for 20 years, but they make us sound like it's 300 years ago.
The Darth Vader definitely didn't ever see in his lifetime ever.
Yeah, exactly. Even though there was a whole temple full of thousands of them. You know, he even trained one of them. But then you would be the Empire would quake a little bit, wouldn't they? Because they'd go, oh, there's two Jedi here chasing us, and Darth Vader will go, oh, I will crush them. But he already knows that Luke's his son.
Yeah.
And Luke goes, we're your kids. We're going to do, Pops.
There's two of us.
There's two of us. There's one of you. You can't do the Force Lightning yet. Only that horrible old ball bag over there can do Force Lightning.
Oh, but it'll all be in Palpatine's brain. This was what was going to happen.
Yeah, but this is what we get to at the end of the video. Don't say that yet. You know, the big, you know, snatch, lock, stock, ploy scenario. Yeah, so Vader could essentially go, say it's Cloud City. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's Luke on Cloud City.
Luke, yes, because he's hanging off the bottom. That's where he finds out that Vader's his father.
Yeah. Because at that point, it's when Vader goes, I am your father. And it's not, I am your father. It's just,
No.
I am your father. And he goes, no. And then he goes, well, hold on a minute. No, because me and Leia are brother and sister and we're both Jedi. And he'd go, what? What are you talking about, son? Yeah. Mum had twins. Also, Leia's right behind you. She's got a green lightsaber. Luke's got a blue one. No, sorry. Luke's got a green one, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it does end up with
And
the
then
blue
Leia
one.
will have a blue one. Bibbidi bosh. Put your sword down, Dad. And he'd go, oh, no, join me.
Potter.
Potter. Yeah, how crazy would that be? And actually, every single patrol that runs into Rebels, they could be like, oh God, are them two Jedi here?
Yeah.
You know, oh, we're going to attack this Rebel base. Oh, hold on a minute. It's Luke and Leia. Oh God, the twins are back. What happened? Why did you fail? The two Jedi were there. Them meddling Jedi kids. I would have gotten away for it too if it weren't for you meddling kids. And think about just, oh God. And then to put an even bigger spin on it, and I know this is where Obi Wan goes back on his word to Yoda now. But he's watching Luke and he goes, oh, do you know what? I'm just going to do that goddamn stupid midichlorian blood test. And then I'm going to do the hopping on one foot test from the Bad Batch. And I'm going to see if Luke's got some Jedi in him. This is after he's trained Leia. Alright, but before episode 4. And he goes, oh, do you know what, Owen? I'm taking Luke. I've had enough of this crap. And Owen goes, yeah, but I need him to do the moisture farming. And he goes, no, I've already trained his sister. There's no bloody point in me keeping him hidden because I need them both to be ready now. And then he takes Luke to see Bail Organa with Leia, who's obviously a hidden Jedi. And he goes, this is your brother, by the way. I've trained him up to be a bit of a Jedi. We need to go and prepare more. And then we need to go and face Darth Vader. Because he's obviously building a Death Star, blah, 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 blah. And Leia goes, all right then, but I still want to rule the rebels. And Luke's a bit like, well, I was only a farmhand yesterday. But yeah, Obi-Wan could literally, he's not the type of bloke to lose his patience, I mean, clearly. But imagine if he did just go, oh, come on, Luke, I've had enough. We're going to go and see your sister. I've got a sister. Pfft, shut up. Yes, you have. I'll do the talking in the ship, right? And then they go and see Leia, and then the little twosome vibe thing happens a lot earlier. And so by the time Leia sends the message to Obi Wan, Luke might be with her, and maybe they're both hiding their Jedi powers from Darth Vader, but Luke would already be part of that rebel thing. R2 finds Obi-Wan Kenobi or something, or somehow the story can still continue, and Leia can still fall in love with Han, but Luke and Leia have already that trained Jedi-ness.
Yeah.
You know, and then on the Battle of Endor and stuff like that, it's easier to explain how Leia gets on so well with the Ewoks, because she's got that affinity because of the Force. They don't just fancy her because they breed with, you know, human females.
No. Yeah, it makes more sense.
It would add up, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's a long-winded add up. But
it's about 30 years of adding up. But yes.
Yeah. But then they wouldn't kiss either, which just makes everybody laugh. So because they'd already know their brother and sister, unless maybe they're just that kind of family.
Maybe. Okay, shall we tackle a second?
Oh
half?
yeah, well, I've been talking for over time again.
Oh, you've been talking the perfect amount of time, as always. Right, so we're still in the Obi-Wan series
era.
In the era of Obi-Wan. What do you think would happen if, out of nowhere, surprise, Ahsoka Tano turns up to offer some guidance and support?
Yeah, do you know what I'm thinking about this? Because I've had a little thought about this. The episode where Vader's on that planet and they're running through the old canteen hallway and he's trying to open the door and Vader's on the planet, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
If Ahsoka shows up then, now this is important now, because I don't think Vader would fight Obi-Wan in the desert afterwards, because he catches up to him, doesn't he? And he tries to set him on fire, and it's a little bit like, I will burn you because you burnt me.
Yes.
But what if Ahsoka's there, all sort of Gandalfish,
all in white,
from a, you know, yeah. Oh, it'd be quite good because there's many things that could happen. She could take Leia to train, which would be good, because it means Obi-Wan can go back to Tatooine and Episode 4 starts as normal.
Yeah.
Which is what we like to do. We like to circle round, don't we?
Always.
She could also fight Anakin, which is a precursor to her fight in... It's rare, because she does fight him in Rebels, but I don't know if that's before or after the Obi-Wan series. She fights him in a factory somewhere. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But it could be a precursor to that.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe she just helps him escape, but maybe she says to Obi-Wan, look, you silly old git, you're losing your touch. She's force sensitive. So I'm going to finish this mission with you, and then I'm going to go to Bail's mansion.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask to spend some time there with Leia. And then maybe, because she's doing that, Obi-Wan will go, oh, well, I better speak to Lars then and actually start training up Luke from a younger age.
Which would be quite helpful.
Which would be helpful for when they get the distress call and Luke's not a hormone-raging little farm boy. He could actually be on his way to, right, this is the call we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Your sister's in trouble. You need to take this lightsaber and come with me.
Mm.
You're ready. Well, you're not ready, but this is...
Ready up.
You're ready up because you are now an official Padawan.
Yes.
Coming on a mission. That's actually quite good, and I like the thought of Ahsoka showing up, because she is around in the Obi-Wan series time.
Yes,
and
she is, yeah.
And she could force some different emotion out of Anakin here, because he did really love her. He was like an older brother, even though like we've said before, a Jedi Master can't treat like family, because there's too much emotion involved. But but maybe Ahsoka would have enough of it, and she'd say, "Do you know that little girl's your daughter?" And I know it would break the entire timeline. It would literally shatter everything.
Yeah.
But again, I would be more than happy for her to be in that series there, and I think Obi Wan could probably, because Obi Wan starts the series really down, doesn't he?
Well, because he's just sort of lost all his mates. He's lost
all his mates. He's lost his job.
He's lost his brother.
Yeah, he's lost his. You are my brother, Anakin.
And now he's in hiding, which is not really where he wants to be.
And all he's got is the Guinness World Book of Records of the high ground. Nobody wants to hear about it.
Would you shut up about the high ground?
Yeah. So actually, she could kick him into shape and all, and go, "Look, I know you've been hiding your powers, but this is important. There's a higher purpose here. Say she's already done the whole Rebels thing. Say she's already been to the world between worlds with Ezra Bridger.
Yeah.
She can then come back and go, pull your fucking finger out, old man." Because there's not many Jedi left, and
you're getting old.
You're getting old. Kanan Jarrus died,
Yeah.
essentially, to keep Leia and Luke alive. In the long run, I know it was a different planet and all sort of stuff going on, but he didn't die for nothing.
No.
Ezra isn't lost for nothing. You need to come back, face your demons. I'm going to train her. You need to train the boy, because I know they were twins. Because she would know, because she's been to the world between worlds. And because Palpatine knows she was in there, she could say, Palpatine's going to know. You need to stop pretending like you can hide away.
Yeah.
Because he knows Palpatine knows that Ahsoka's still alive. He knows he's got control over Anakin, but he also knows Padme's given birth. You're telling me he didn't feel a disturbance in the Force there?
Because he knows everything.
He's literally a mastermind. Yeah.
So with that in mind, Ahsoka would have to really impress on Obi Wan. Now is the time.
Yeah, you've been hiding for 10 years too long. Because how old's Luke and Leia in the series? Between 8 and 15?
Oh, in that series, probably under 10, I would say.
Oh, yeah, because Leia is actually quite a young child, isn't she?
Yeah.
So that means Luke is as well, yeah. But she could say, it's been 8 years. You need to stop now.
Yeah.
I know what Yoda said to you, and he was wise, but I've been to the world between worlds here. Excuse me, I've literally been to the between. Palpatine knows. He's been in there. He's looked through every door of time. He knows what's happening, and Darth Maul's still alive as well. So, because I've seen him, I've seen him. So, buckle up.
Yeah.
Because Darth Maul's not only coming for you. You need to also train Luke and get him off world.
Yeah, see, this is it, isn't it? This is what Ahsoka would have to be there for. She would have to be that guidance, what she's seen and what she knows.
Yeah.
Like Obi-Wan was following the instruction to keep them safe and hidden.
Yeah.
For how long?
And he did, but it didn't last that long because Leia got kidnapped anyway.
Well, that's because she decided she was going to be part of the Rebel Alliance, and just by chance she gets captured and
by the pirate scum.
And actually, the fact that she's not had any training probably does save her.
Yeah, because they wouldn't then know.
But
she's Jedi.
Eventually, if she hadn't been saved, she would have been killed.
This is true. So she did have to be saved. But yeah, Ahsoka could maybe help him save Leia. She could then say, right, I'll get you out of this mess.
Yeah.
But, you need to stop running away from Anakin because he's looking for you. Because you're telling me Anakin wouldn't think to look on Tatooine?
Well, it would look everywhere, surely. Whenever he's got some free time, he's going to be like, right.
Yeah, when he's down in that sort of sensory bath thing, he could be doing 11 from Stranger Things. Where's Obi-Wan? There he is. Do you know what I mean?
It could be. If you were to look for somebody that might have been hidden, then you would look in the places where you wouldn't expect them to be, right?
Yeah. Oh, my home planet? Hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back there. Go back
But
to my home planet.
I think crucially the point is that Darth Vader himself doesn't know that they exist.
This is the true
And,
point. Yeah.
and Palpatine might know
Well, but he's not told him.
because he needs to keep him on.
He wants
on
their
side.
power. Yeah.
If he says to Darth Vader, "You've got some kids," Darth Vader's then going to go,
Where are they?
"I need to find them. My focus is now on this. This is what I need to do." And then you might see them and be like, "Oh, you're my son or you're my daughter. I've made a mistake. What an error I've made." And then Palpatine loses his strongest
ally. And Palpatine's end goal is to obviously have Luke. But then, if Leia's had some training, his end goal could be, I actually want Leia. Not strike down your father, strike down your sister.
Yeah.
Or sorry, your brother, because you're going to be more powerful than him.
Yeah.
Leia. And Ahsoka could warn her against it, and she could be like, "No, my master trained me. I'm not going to give in." Who trained you? Who was your master? Obi Wan is dead. And she could go, "Which Gandalf? He come over the mountain on the 5th day." No, Ahsoka. And he would know who that is because he's seen her, and he'd go, "Oh, bugger."
Yeah, she knows.
That woman with the owl who represents the light side from the time between worlds. Bollocks. Sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then he could be pushing Vader more to find his kids and bring Luke in, and he could be like, "Well, if I can't have Leia, I'll have Luke," which is what he wants in the end. But Ahsoka could really flip the scales, especially for Obi Wan. She could literally kick him into shape physically. Get your ass in gear. Because she's quite boisterous in the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Right.
She's not sort of Gandalfish like she is
in the
series. That's really at the end of Rebels. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the Clone Wars building up and the first bit of Rebels where you actually spend some time with her. She's still sort of teenagery, brashy, a bit Anakin-ish, you know?
Trained by Anakin, acts like Anakin.
She could treat... and she knows Obi-Wan really well.
Yeah.
Maybe she would fall back into that sort of Padawan-esque, you know, fighting his decisions all the time.
Or maybe she'd be like, "No, you've been holding back for too long. I'm the Jedi here."
Yeah, I've been to the world between worlds. Where have you been?
Yeah.
Old man.
What you've been doing, my powers have doubled since we last met.
Yeah. My powers have doubled since we last met. This is where the fun begins. Ahsoka, don't say that. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, because then she takes Leia for training, right? So there's no Obi-Wan taking her up to the ship to train, hidden away from Bail. Bail does it with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I'm going on a business trip, love. Leia's coming with me. See you in 3 weeks." Every 2 months they do this. Ahsoka's training her in her little ship with Huyang.
Oh yeah.
Huyang. And she could learn a little bit of history. She gets captured by Darth Vader after the Battle of Scarif, right?
Yeah.
She sends a distress signal to Obi-Wan. What we don't see in Episode 4 is the full recording, because the hologram's crap, because the technology was a lot better back before she was born.
Yes.
Her hologram starts like this. "I need your help, Obi-Wan. Ahsoka's gone, and I'm on my own.
Yeah.
Darth Vader has got me, and I need you, and I need Luke now. We'll probably be on the Death Star. P.S. Bring some sexy space pirate with you. I feel a disturbance in the vagina." And then...
"Help me, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
You're my only hope."
You're my only hope, yeah. But, you know, do you know what I mean? The first bit could be really scrubbed out, and it's like, what's that mean there? Who's Ahsoka? Who's Ahsoka or Ahsoka, whatever Luke's going?
Yeah.
And, you know, Alec Guinness is just going, "That's a name from a long time ago that I don't want to think about." Technically, 2 years ago. and I've aged and become grey.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And then, why is Leia on Scarif trying to get the plans? Ahsoka guided her to be there with the Force. But she felt Darth Vader and she said, "If we need to live, we need to get out of here. Ahsoka ran off. Leia said, no, I'm staying. Like the little shitbag
Brat
she
that
is.
she is, yeah.
And Ahsoka goes, I'll be back. Control your emotions. And message Obi Wan. She jumps in her ship with Hu Yang. Off she pops. The legends that are Rogue One die.
Yeah.
Leia gets captured. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'll message Obi Wan. What a great idea. You're my only hope. Why is Obi Wan her only hope? Because Ahsoka told her to message him and she buggered off somewhere.
Yeah.
So she's gone. So she's gone to find Ezra Bridger. So it makes sense, doesn't it?
It does make sense.
Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. But I'm also a Jedi. Bring my spare lightsaber.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll
That's actually a really nice way to combine Leia and Ahsoka and all of these things which should... Like, Ahsoka and Leia should have met.
Yeah, well, yeah, they should have. There should have been some crossover.
There should have been. Leia makes no effort. She makes... And I mean, this is the shame, because 789 really downplayed Leia.
Yeah.
And I think they could have ended her sort of film...
Heroically.
Yeah, a bit better. However...
She should have been out on the ice.
Yeah.
Facing Kylo Ren.
Yeah, imagine.
I mean, there are obviously some technical difficulties, as in, like, people being alive and dead for reals.
This is true. This is true. CGI's come along, but also, wouldn't it be more if it was like, oh, your uncle trained you, but I'm your mother.
Yeah.
And I know you want to kill your dad for some reason. You're going to kill me? Vroom. Try it.
Then everybody's like, ah.
Yeah, she draws her lightsaber. The sun's starting to go down, so Disney does that extra super powerful bright lightsaber, which lights up a mountainside, even though it's only a little wodge of light, you know. And guess what colour it is? White, like Ahsoka's.
Oh, stop
Where'd you get that from? An old friend.
An old friend.
Play Ahsoka's theme
man.
from Clone Wars. Yeah, play Ahsoka's theme from Clone Wars. She strikes up the lightsaber, and all you can hear is David Tennant in the background doing a little Hu Yang thing. Remember your forms. And she's old, but Kylo Ren starts to actually... He's not angry anymore. He's actually a little bit scared.
Yeah.
Because he's like, shit, my mum's a Jedi.
How did I not know?
How did I not know? Because I kept it hidden, just like Auntie Ahsoka does. Do you even know who she is? No, because you don't listen to me. She's off finding Ezra Bridger.
Then she clips his ear.
Then she clips his ear with her lightsaber, cuts it off. Literally, yes, spanks him. Go to your room.
That would have been amazing.
But this is the thing. This is the other thing about this now. Kylo Ren could have killed Leia.
Well, yeah, in the same way, it would be the same result in that
Leia has to die.
Yeah.
Because, bless her, Carrie Ann Fisher passed away.
Yes, which would be the real reason why she would have to die. But also, it would be her sacrifice that would allow the rest of the rebels to escape out the back door.
Yep.
Instead of bringing some grouchy old hermit from halfway across the universe to force Ghost himself in front of for no good reason.
Yeah, exactly.
And it would have actually made a better
ending for it, that sort of sequence anyway.
And it would have given us a bit of closure on, Leia's Luke's sister.
She's a great Jedi.
She's got Jedi powers. She's Force sensitive. Yes. Have we seen any of her fighting? Not really.
No. What
if her final point was a nice little battle? It doesn't have to be the most epic or most explosive or most...
Imagine Alec Guinness versus Darth Vader episode 4. She dies quite easy to Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
But you strike me down, son, I will become more powerful than you.
Yeah.
And because she knows that will piss Kylo Ren off to no end. So it's kind of like an Obi Wan death. She saw Obi Wan die that way.
Yeah.
And she's gone, I know he's stronger now. Obi Wan is so strong. He's with the Force. He's here. He's everywhere.
He is.
Do you know what Leia's going to do? She's going to go, tell Luke he's a fucking moron. And then she's going to do the whole stand up straight with her Ahsoka lightsaber. This is what happens. Kylo strikes her down. He's terrified, angry and upset all at the same time. He storms off onto his actually really cool spaceship. Yeah? Who picks up Ahsoka Tano's lightsaber that Leia dropped?
Surely Rey.
Rey, because then we don't have to have that crap, stupid, bloody scene where she's holding Luke's lightsaber. She's not even a Skywalker. Why is she getting the flashbacks? She could pick up Ahsoka's lightsaber. She wouldn't get any flashbacks. However, the lightsaber is white. It's not Luke blue, because we've all had enough of Luke at this point.
Well, yeah.
And then when we do finally see him, we're all pissed off with him.
Yeah, because he's... Yeah.
They wrote him to be an absolute man douche. Didn't they, though?
They did, yeah, for sure.
So, I'm sorry, Paul Moz. You know, I know your little cantina was flattened.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe Finn could have Luke's old lightsaber. Oh, just let Finn have it. You started a really cool storyline with Finn. Maybe carry on a bit with that. But let Rey pick up Ahsoka's lightsaber, because Ahsoka was the best of them. She was like Qui-Gon 2.0.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then Rey could go... Fuck. And then Rey could be Qui-Gon Ahsoka style Jedi, not stupid Episode 9 I'm Luke Skywalker Jedi.
And she could go from her grey
robes
into white ones.
Yeah, and she could be new Gandalf. And maybe Ahsoka can find her and be like, that's a nice lightsaber, it's my old one, isn't it?
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah, you look good. Luke's really, really old, but she would only be, at that point, Ahsoka would only be a little bit older than Luke. 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
So how old's Luke in them films? 60?
Oh, he must be getting on.
But she would be an old decrepit woman. Yes, she would be.
But she could be like Yoda.
Yeah, she could be just old, but full of wisdom.
Wise as anything.
Yeah, her little funny hair, ear things can be down to the floor. She's got a walking stick. But you know what she does when Rey finally finds her? She goes, we don't have to fight. And Ahsoka goes, I think I've still got some juice in the old battery. And her walking stick, lightsaber.
Yeah.
They have a little bout. Ahsoka gets really tired really quick, but she still flips around like Yoda did.
Yeah, because he did.
Prequel Yoda.
And he's already 800 odd years old.
Exactly. Oh my God, what a better way to end Leia's reign with Kylo Ren doing it.
Yeah.
A way to bring Ahsoka into the live action and fix everything.
Yeah.
And actually give Luke the back step a bit.
Yeah, which we've griped about Luke before.
So many episodes we've said the same thing about Luke, haven't we? And it's obviously it's not Mark Hamill's fault they wrote him like that.
No.
But in the books he has made a few mistakes. And yes, it does make him a very sort of on the edge Jedi. However, Ahsoka is literally Qui-Gon on crack. She is the greyest Jedi.
Which is what is needed.
Yeah, because she knows you need to, I think Ahsoka's been through so much. If you said to her, don't draw your weapon unless somebody else draws it, she's going to go, F the F off, man. Like, whether they draw a weapon or not, I know what needs to get done. The Force is guiding me.
Yeah.
You know, give me Dooku any day, she says. Because he had the right idea.
Yeah.
I've spoke to Qui-Gon's ghost. He came and found me. Do you know what? Me and Qui-Gon are great friends. And, you know, he was a grey Jedi. I'm a white Jedi. Same thing, though. I've seen the world between worlds. Leia knows about it. Now Luke knows about it. And the only one you bastards got to worry about is Palpatine. Go and get him. Get him gone. Let's start again.
Yeah.
Maybe Ahsoka could die like Yoda did. And when Rey's fighting Palpatine at the end, right, she hears Leia's voice, Luke's voice, because Luke tries to do the same thing, but it's not as good as Alec Guinness is. That's weird. Luke, Leia, Qui-Gon, obviously Anakin, you know, and Anakin goes, he says snips somewhere in that sort of Force.
Oh, yeah.
And you go, oh, that's Ahsoka's name. And then Ahsoka says something like, I believe in you. And it's Ahsoka up front. Why? Because Ahsoka trained Leia. And Rey's connection to all of these strong female characters is Ahsoka. They wanted to make Rey a strong female character. Why bring Luke into it?
Yeah.
Ahsoka could have been the perfect, you want to have women's rights in Star Wars? Ahsoka Tano. Yeah. She only got thwarted by 500 men in clone armour. You made her survive. She never wears much clothing. Here you go. But yeah, you could have Qui-Gon, Ahsoka, Dooku even. do you know what? And you could get rid of all of the sort of, oh, everything's good or bad, there's no in between Jedi. But that little flashback of voices in her head, you can beat Palpatine. Make the main voices Qui-Gon, Ahsoka, Leia, Luke, because they know that the balance comes from both sides.
Yes.
And how much better would it be to hear Rosie O'Dara's voice instead of bloody, I don't know, whoever's it was, Luke's. I'll fix Star Wars again. We've fixed Star Wars again. Thank you, Lucasfilm. I'll see you later. Where's Disney? I'll sign up now if you let me write the next couple of films.
I don't know what the listener thinks of this, but I think it sounds amazing.
It's a great idea, isn't it?
I think it just solves so many of the woolliest parts of that final.
Yeah. And you see what's happened is, we're on about the Obi Wan Kenobi series when Leia's 8.
That was long ago.
Leia's 8 in that, but Leia meeting
Ahsoka
that young leads up to the last films, and then we have this magical, beautiful thing, which involves a lot more, all because little tiny kid Leia has learnt to be a Jedi from Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And it just fixes Kylo, it fixes Leia, it fixes Luke, and it brings in a great character. I mean, I'm all for Ahsoka because she's been to the world between worlds. She's the only one who's seen what Palpatine's seen, bar Ezra Bridger, And Ezra would be quite an old man at that point. But you know what? Maybe she could take Leia to see Ezra, and all three of them train. Holy cow! Because Ezra is actually one of the most natural-born Jedi.
Yes.
He's had minimal training, because poor Kanan trained him, but then Kanan's gone. And Kanan was a great grey Jedi. Again, he was on the barrier of both. Kanan was, and I actually love Kanan Jarrus. Granted, I don't think Leia should have met him, but maybe Ahsoka could talk about him. And Leia could go, I'm starting to understand balance because of these stories, not because of what Luke said at the end of episode 6.
Where they're always trying to be good.
Yeah.
They're always trying to defeat evil.
Yeah, it's either good or bad, that's it.
Yeah.
Do or do not, there is no try. That's an absolute, mate. You're a Sith.
But we've said this since the very first episode.
Yeah.
There needs to be more balance, and the balance isn't
good and bad.
Just good. And it's not just bad. It has to be that there is good in the universe.
Yeah, and
bad.
And you have to be able to cross the line with both to get the balance. It's like we've said before. Dooku, great character. Why? Because he knew what needed to be done. But it didn't mean he was a bad guy.
No.
He made decisions based on what he thought was best. Qui-Gon, everybody called him a grey Jedi. In the films, he wasn't portrayed as well as he could have been, I think. But I think in the books, Qui-Gon is different. Yeah. This is where everybody gets that, he was a great grey Jedi. Still great, though.
Still, yeah. Powerful sensors were switched right on.
Yeah. And even better, just to round off the episode, Obi-Wan goes back to Tatooine and sees Luke. Qui-Gon's Force Ghost shows up, and he goes, finally. Finally, you waited a whole series to come and find me. And he goes, yes, well, I was talking to Ahsoka. Hold your horses. I've got news. And then everybody's in the pub going, oh my God, go on! Tell him where Leia is. And he could be Qui-Gon. And then you've got Qui-Gon, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan, and Yoda's, whatever, training two of the most powerful Jedi siblings to be given birth naturally since, I don't know,
since
Yoda.
Forever. Yeah.
And they're Anakin's offspring. And do you know what they all say? They all sit down, you've got 3 adults, 2 younglings, and they're like that. Darth Vader's your father. When you meet him, it's going to be difficult. But there is good in him. And do you know who says that? Ahsoka. Because she damn well knows that Anakin's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And so does Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Qui-Gon. Who better 3 to train Luke and Leia to try and say, don't just kill him. We need to make him good because that will thwart the Emperor's plans. Turning Anakin back is more hurtful to the Emperor than just straight up killing him.
Yeah, could you imagine if all 5 of those, well, in some form, ghost or otherwise, were able to turn up simultaneously and go, "What are you doing, mate?"
Yeah, yeah. You know, Qui-Gon's there. Anakin, I've come to find you as a Force ghost. And maybe Anakin. This is the thing about Anakin we need to remember. His suit is constantly torturing him.
Yeah.
It's not a good environment. The Emperor is torturing him every day. He's actually a sadistic little twat. As if he ain't bad enough, he's torturing Anakin every day. You know, he knows everything, the Emperor. You know, he knows that Qui-Gon's out there somewhere as a Force ghost. He might not understand it, because the Sith don't really understand that side of the Force.
No.
But he knows about it, and he would get so angry with Darth Vader. Darth Vader might swat away Qui-Gon, but Qui-Gon goes, "I know there's good in you." And all he had to say is one word, "And I've spoken to Snips." And Darth Vader goes, "What?" and then, end credit scene. Fuck the lot of you, I'm done. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, though.
Oh, man, there's just so many nice little alternatives when you bring in Ahsoka.
Yeah. Because she connects all of them.
Yeah.
She connects bar Qui-Gon, she connects every single one of the characters.
But just quickly, it's funny because until last year, if you only watch live action stuff, she doesn't exist.
Correct. Yeah. But
such a massive role to be hidden. I say hidden, like you can find the series anywhere.
Yeah.
The series is. But as a lot of people are just live action watchers, like myself. I knew of Ahsoka. I've known of Ahsoka for many years.
Yeah.
But I've never watched anything with her until that live action one.
Yeah.
But I knew of her connection to Anakin. I know how she is connected within the world.
Yeah, exactly. And in the Mando, she goes to find Luke. She does actually have a conversation with young Luke.
Yeah.
So she already has started that talking.
Should have been in more. Right.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you. I'm glad you liked that. That was.
I like that a lot. It was really good, and we keep coming up with these alternative endings or ways to conclude these stupid stories that we love so much.
Yeah, we do love them still. This is the thing. I'm not saying get rid of them. I'm just saying if they said, "Here's a whole what-if cinematic film. This isn't canon. But just watch this." I reckon the masses can eat it up.
Absolutely.
This is the thing, isn't it? And it's a shame we only have like 30 listeners, because if the whole world heard this specific episode, this is it. We would be instantly famous.
Oh man! Right, get on them socials.
Yeah, I'm trying. Nobody wants to.
Listeners, like, share, subscribe, tell your mates, get involved.
This is it.
We need people to listen to this episode.
Yeah, you know, at WIQGDD, share it, like it, follow us, see a story, share it, put a little note on the story, share this, and it should go around. We'll do another support our pod video, I think, in the new studio, maybe. Yeah, we try and get it out there.
Yeah,
I'll try and watch some videos on how to get more from our public Instagram page.
We will solve this.
Yeah.
Right, that is a good place to wrap up.
Definitely.
On a high for a change instead of a down.
Instead of Palpatine knows everything, he would have killed them all because he would lose this time. Come on, baby, baby. Yes, afternoon delight. I'm so happy.
I could tell.
Ahsoka fixes everything.
The best.
Yeah.
What a babe.
What an absolute babe.
Right. Pleasure talking to you as always.
And you, my good man.
Look after yourself.
Be to the good.
And stay out of the sand.